Fava beans are not a modern health trend. They are not rediscovered superfoods. They are one of the oldest cultivated crops in human history. Long before rice fields, wheat plains, or corn domestication, fava beans were already feeding civilizations. Botanically, fava beans belong to the species Vicia faba. They are legumes, meaning they form symbiotic relationships with nitrogen-fixing bacteria. This ability allowed early farmers to enrich soil naturally. This single trait made fava beans agriculturally revolutionary. Fava beans likely originated in the Near East and Mediterranean basin. Archaeological evidence places their cultivation over 8,000 years ago. They appear in ancient Egyptian tombs, classical Greek texts, and Roman agricultural records. This continuity is rare. Fava beans were not luxury food. They were staple protein. In societies where meat was scarce or reserved for elites, fava beans filled the nutritional gap. Their seeds are large, dense, and nutrient-rich. The plant itself is upright, sturdy, and adaptable. It tolerates cooler temperatures better than many legumes. This allowed cultivation in early spring and cooler climates. This flexibility expanded farming calendars. The edible portion is the seed inside thick green pods. When young, fava beans are sweet and tender. When mature, they become starchy and dense. This dual stage increased their usefulness. Nutritionally, fava beans are significant. They are high in plant protein, dietary fiber, folate, iron, magnesium, and potassium. They also contain complex carbohydrates that digest slowly. This combination supports sustained energy. Fava beans also contain L-dopa, a naturally occurring precursor to dopamine. This compound has neurological relevance and has been studied in relation to Parkinson's disease. This biochemical complexity sets fava beans apart from many legumes. However, fava beans also contain compounds that cause favasm in genetically susceptible individuals. Favasm is a condition linked to glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. This illustrates an important principle. Ancient foods were understood contextually. People knew who could eat what. Preparation methods evolved accordingly. Culturally, fava beans occupy different roles across regions. In the Mediterranean, they appear mashed, stewed, or eaten fresh with olive oil and salt. In the Middle East, they are slow-cooked into thick pastes. In China, fermented fava beans form the base of sauces. Each culture adapted the bean to its needs. Fava beans are particularly important in food scarcity contexts. They store well when dried. They can be ground into flour. They can be fermented. This versatility ensured survival. Historically, fava beans were associated with both nourishment and symbolism. In ancient Greece, they were linked to rituals and taboos. Pythagoras famously avoided them, though the reasons remain debated. Food was never purely nutritional. From an agricultural perspective, fava beans improve soil fertility. After harvest, residual nitrogen benefits subsequent crops. This made them integral to crop rotation systems long before modern agronomy. They were functional tools, not just food. Cooking fava beans requires processing. Outer skins can be tough and bitter. Removing them improves texture and digestibility. This extra labor reflects their value. People invested effort because the return was high. Flavor-wise, fava beans are earthy, nutty, and slightly sweet. They pair well with fats, acids, and herbs. Olive oil, lemon, garlic, and mint are traditional companions. These combinations evolved logically. In modern diets, fava beans are sometimes overshadowed by lentils, chickpeas, or soy. Yet their protein density and agronomic benefits remain unmatched. They are also increasingly relevant in plant-based diets. Fava beans challenge the idea that innovation equals novelty. They remind us that solutions already exist. They sustain populations without industrial inputs. From a historical lens, fava beans supported urbanization. Stable protein sources allowed population growth. This underpinned trade, specialization, and culture. Small beans, large impact. Fava beans also reveal how food knowledge accumulates. People learned when to harvest, how to cook, who could eat them safely. This knowledge was transmitted across generations. In modern agriculture, interest in fava beans is rising again. Climate resilience, soil health, and plant protein are now priorities. Fava beans fit all three. They require less water than many protein crops. They enrich soil. They provide high yields per hectare. In summary, fava beans are not outdated. They are foundational. They fed ancient civilizations. They shaped farming systems. They remain nutritionally powerful. Fava beans are proof that humanity's oldest foods often hold the most enduring answers.